Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I am coming to you to bring you a video today with our focus being on circles. My card is called Picture This Circle card, and it will be using the Picture This die from Stampin' Up. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you Stampin' Up is having a sale on their kits. You can buy one, get one free. And I suggest to you that you do your cheapest one as your first on your order. When you order it first. And then on the second line, order your most expensive one because you can get that one at half price. Save you a little bit more money that way. And Stampin' Up has been willing to do that so far. So I wanted to tell you that. And, just let you know, our new catalog will be coming very soon. So you'll be able to maybe start your holiday cards or Halloween cards, whatever you like to make. There's going to be all of that in that catalog, plus it will be a celebration month in July and August, and you'll be able to get some free stuff for every $50 that you spend. And what I want to do is just mainly get to my card. I want to thank everybody that is watching my videos and ask you if you don't mind to subscribe to my channel so you'll know when I am doing a video, and to share my video so that other people that like to stamp will be able to see it. So if you could do those two things for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I am going to turn my camera around so you can see the card that we are going to be making, and hopefully we'll get started. I started this video once and realized I didn't have some stuff cut, so I had to stop it. And now here I am going to try to do it again. Hope I can get through this one without any problems. So let me turn my camera around. You guys always get to look at my ceiling, which I know is very much like fun to do. But until I can afford to do this the nice and easy way, that's just the way I have to do it. Here's the card. Whoops, that was my finger that just slipped in the way. Here is the card that we are going to be doing. So, I hope that you enjoy it when I do it. I like it. I think it really has a lot of good possibilities and things like that. And, of course, if you've watched my videos, you know that I do a PDF that's over on my Facebook page, Stamp Crazy VIP. And you are more than welcome to go over there, join that, pull any of the PDFs off that I've done for any videos that you have seen. So, that is that. Here's all my information. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be that one. And so here's my information. This is my online store, my email address, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and my June host code. So if you would want to screenshot that, you are more than welcome to do that, and that way you can have all my information if you need it, because I would love to be able to be your demonstrator, or if you think you would like to join Stampin' Up, I would love to be able to be your upline and help you with that. So let's get on to our card, okay? All this business stuff is out of the way. So let's move this piece of paper out of our way. Excuse me. So here's our card we're going to make, and here's what I used to make it. I used the die cut Picture This, and I used the circles. Right now we have circles and we have rectangles. I used the circles. In the sunflower dies, I used these little leaves as kind of like my little twigs right here. And then I use the butterflies. On this one I use this butterfly, but I'm going to be using this one on this card we make today. And then we have the intricate dies, which will be this one that fits over that. So we are going to be using those for our card. I usually try not to use dies from all different sets in a card, but this one I kind of couldn't help doing that, and it just happened that way. The paper I used is the Design a Daydream, which is the paper you get for when you place a $100 order. You're allowed to order this. It's $18, and which if you order $150, $15 of that could be your reward money, so you'd only pay $3. But there's all kinds of colors and things that you can use in here that would make good and interesting cards. I've used this several times. I really like it. I like the colors of it. I think that they're really pretty. The stamp set I used was Quiet Meadow, which I just used these words right here, the little splotches right here, and the Thinking of You. So let's get started on our card. I've got everything cut. I'm just going to be showing you how I did it. Here's my card, 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½, and then just burnished, okay? So there we have our card base. And then what I did was I cut the circle dies out of a piece of 5¼ by 4" cardstock that's going to go on the front of my card right here. And then I took 2 other pieces of cardstock. I mean, not cardstock, the DSP that I'm using. And you can see the 2 pieces are right here. I laid them on top of each other, and I went ahead and cut them out at the same time so that I have all the circles that I want to use for my card. Okay, and then these you could take and use either one of them on the back of a card. You could take and the circles and, you know, actually that's the big one, goes right there, and you know, put all the different ones in there, or you could keep it a solid color, stamp in each one of them, whatever you want to do, but it wouldn't have to be any kind of waste. You could be able to use all of these. This is cut 4 by 5, and so you might want to put a mat behind it when you do it. So let's put those up together, and we will get started. Now what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to use a removable adhesive, or you can use glue dots on it. And I just want to lay it on the card temporarily, but I don't want it to move on me, so I am using some removable adhesive that I've had. And I'm just going to take and put this on my card where I would want it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my circles in because they're already cut. So I think I'm going to, oh, I put this one on backwards. I don't want it backwards. I want my big spot on the other side. I should have noticed that, but I did not. So let's redo this. That's what's good about removable stuff. You can just get it to do what you want. Okay, we're gonna put that in there. And then I think I will put this one down here today. Maybe this one up here. And I got the 3 little holes to do. Let's do this right here. And this right here, and maybe they're all stuck together. And we'll put this one right there. That's how we'll do this card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out each of my squares, and I can actually take them out one at a time. I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive in here, stick it right back down. You can take them out and lay them all out at one time, whichever way you want to do it. And then we're just going to glue these in. Well, come on. So they're all where I want them, so now I can just pick this up. I'm going to rub this clean on this side because I want to turn it over and stamp it, and I don't necessarily need it to stick to anything else. So I can just rub that adhesive off. I love removable adhesive for that. But you can do the same with glue dots too. You just have to be careful when you pull it up. I'm going to get me a scrap piece of paper out here and lay this down. It's going to go this way. So I'm going to lay it right here. I'm going to bring out my stamps that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the word stamp first. And we will use Old Olive with that. That's the colors that I chose. That's in with the stamp, the papers and stuff. So, but I'm going to stamp off with it. I don't want it real dark. So I'm just going to stamp off. And then I'm just going to stamp this across my paper, like so. And I'll clean my stamp because I'm going to use my same block. So when I use my chamois to do that, just because I like to use it, it's convenient, it's easy. So we're going to close this. We don't need it anymore. We're going to bring out the Blackberry Bliss, is the other color I used. So we're going to ink up the dots. We're going to stamp off. We're going to stamp on here. And we're going to do it again, stamp off, and come down here. And there we have a little bit of the colors that's in the paper. And it kind of just brings something, gives a little bit more definition to your papers and that. So we are going to do that. The last thing we're going to do as far as stamping is we're going to stamp the Thinking of You. And we're going to do that in black, so that it kind of stands out. So I have my Memento Tuxedo Black right here. We can take and just ink that up really good. Don't press into your stamp pad. You don't want to get ink all over. That's not always good. Get your paper kind of relatively straight so you know what you're doing. And hopefully I'm straight because I don't want to look over it. And there we go. So we have our Thinking of You on there. Now that's all the stamping that we are going to be doing. And I didn't bring my big dimensionals back in here. So I'm going to be using the little ones. So it'll take a little bit more time because I do not know what happened to my big one that was out here. So we can move the scrap paper away. We're going to turn this over and we're just going to put some little dots on here. If I can get them off of my fingers. And I just want this to hold up in the middle, that's why I'm putting some in the middle. See if I can move this one over a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. So we've got those on there. So I'm going to take and pull off all the little tabs. They're coming off pretty good for me today. Sometimes these little ones I have to fight with. And I use the pick tool sometimes, the end of it, and it works, but sometimes it takes me longer with that. So back to my fingers I go. I got them all off. Everything looks shiny. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this with my card and I'm just going to line up these circles. And lay that down so I have a little bit of dimension because the circles are in inset a little bit. So I have that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my little die cuts, and I'm going to place all of these. Here we go. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to add, first of all, before I do that, I'm going to cut just the back part of these stems off. Just the little parts that's hanging right here. I'm cutting those off. And then on this one, I'm going to cut that first set of leaves off, just to make it a little bit shorter. And now what I'm going to do is to go ahead and put too much glue on some of these. That's not good. I don't want this to all be completely down, so what I did, just glued a few of the leaves, and I'm going to set that on there. Just enough that it holds, and I'm going to do the same with my pink. And I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to just offset that away. And then I am going to add this little third one. I'm afraid to squeeze. I'm afraid I'll get a mess again. I don't want that. So I'm going to put him down here. What I want to do with the butterfly is I'm going to put a little bit just down the middle of the body of it to hold it on the just want to hold it onto the middle of this solid butterfly. Trying to make sure you get enough glue. Then I get too much and have to rub it out. There we go. So what I'm going to do is take that, I'm going to lay it right here, and I'm going to let that dry for a second. And while that's drying, I'm going to open up my card, and I'm going to add my 2 circles into it. So let's see what we can find here. This will be good. I'm going to add the purple. So I'll just add some glue to it since I've got it open. And I'll add this little piece contrasting to that. And I got a little bit of glue right there. I think I'll scoot it up maybe. Let's see if I can do that. Stay there. So you know what I have to do? Get my glue eraser out. I'm really good about doing that, aren't I? Glue eraser. Okay, the last thing I'm going to have to do is put my butterfly on. So let's close the card. I'm going to take my butterfly and I'm going to just squeeze the wings up a little bit. And I'll squeeze those wings up a little bit. I'll put 2 dimensionals right here. And then I'll just put my butterfly on, and I'm going to press in the center. I'll do that with my scissors. So put my big fingers in there. And the last thing we have to do is put some jewels on there. So let's get that out of the way. We'll get us some jewels and some butterflies. And we'll put a brass butterfly on it. And then we'll put some iridescent jewels. I like the iridescent on here because it kind of really picks up the pink in the, that is already in the cardstock and stuff. So it really looks pretty. So there we go. That is our card. Very easy. The picture of this die will do most of the work for you. Great way to use your DSP up in cutting the circles out. And if you do not have this die and you don't have the desire to buy this die, you can take circle dies and lay on here just in a pattern that you would like, and cut that out, and you could do the same thing with it. So it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily do that exact die, but you know, you'll just want to use some circles or whatever to do that. I hope you enjoyed the card. I enjoyed making this card. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was really pretty, and I hope that you get to try it sometime. And if you do, and if you would want to share it with us, you surely can. Just, I think you might be able to add to the comments with a picture. I'm not sure, but you could try. And I would love to see it. Or you can send it to me through my email or whatever. Or go over to my Facebook group and add it there, because this video was done this morning. So there is a video out there with conversation about it and stuff like that over on my Facebook page. I hope you all have a great evening or a great morning, whatever time you are watching this. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll be back with you soon. Have a great one. Thank you. Bye.